It kills me not to know this, but I've all but just forgotten what the color of her eyes were, and her scars or how she got them. As the telling signs of age rain down, a single tear is dropping through the valleys of an aging face.
The masthead of the magazine, or the title, is at the top of the front cover. It is at the top to show that it's the title, and is always in a sans serif style font. In this case we have a sort of effect under the masthead, kind of like it's cracking, sort of like a cymbal spin, as well as obviously an exclamation mark at the end, which kind of makes it stand out more and make it pop a bit. This connotes seriousness and rebelliousness, since the idea of something crashing or an exclamation mark is something commonly used among people in the newer age and people who read these general type of magazines. I think this fits in well with the style of magazine, since this is a rock/metal kind of magazine, and the idea of having an exclamation mark in and the symbol crashing all suits it quite well. Above the masthead we see a banner saying "Win tickets to the Kerrang Awards 2010. This is a sort of promotion for Kerrang, as people who see this will want to buy the magazine in hopes to win this kind of prize. The main cover image is the image which shows the main story within the magazine. The main cover image will always be a medium close-up of the whole band or the lead singer or the most famous person within the band. It will 9 times out of 10 be a direct gaze, which basically means what it sounds like. It's the main person within the cover magazine looking straight at the camera. In this case we see the lead singer of the band Green Day. The fact that it is a direct gaze connotes trying to get the reader's attention and trying to basically make the magazine feel more personal towards the reader. The fact that he's wearing a black leather jacket and has black hair connotes some form of seriousness, and the fact that this magazine should be taken seriously, and this issue is a serious issue compared to maybe some other issues which maybe aren't as serious. It was said by Carl Rogers that the person that is on the front cover and is the model for the main cover image is generally the ideal self or the ideal partner which people want to be with. This basically means that they're sort of like a role model and something you want to be or be with. The writing that is found anchoring the main cover image is known as the main cover line. Much like the masthead, the main cover line is also a big and bold font compared to the rest of the text on the page, and is also in a sans serif style font. In this particular one, we see a pull quote from the magazine also being used on the main cover line. Here we see something known as a cover line. Cover lines are usually there to show other content that's going to be in the magazine, advertising generally the best bits of the magazine. The reason why it shows the best content on the front is because people looking at it on a stand or a rack or something will see it and think what content is in it and whether or not they would like to buy it. Seen here is also something known as a plug. A plug is something that uses a particular type of lexis, words like win, exclusive, giveaway, to get the reader's attention. When a plug is usually put in a magazine, they are accompanied by some form of graphic or style around them. Also on this we see something known as a cover image. A cover image serves the same purpose as a cover line. Instead of having text though, it uses an image and some text to show what's going to be inside the magazine and the content it holds. The final convention we see on this is the barcode. The barcode is used to show the issue number, date and price of the magazine. Commonly found on barcodes is the name of the website that the magazine belongs to, in this case Kerrang.com. It is there as a form of synergy and cross-promotion. This is there for the younger generation who will probably own devices that can connect to the internet, so people who want to can go and check the website out and see what content it offers. The first thing we see on the contents page is the subheading at the top. In this case, it says the word content and is accompanied by the issue number and the cover date of this particular magazine. Here we see these two images, we see page numbers anchored onto them. This is so that the reader will easily be able to pick out the page they want to read and where they can find this particular piece of content. Here we see the letter from the editor. This is basically a letter that sums up the issue and what's been going on with this particular genre. The idea of having a letter from the editor connotes a sort of personal feel to the magazine, something which people do quite like. Here we see text showing what's going to be expected on these pages in the magazine. The yellow writing that says news is known as a subheader, and basically is a little heading to show like what is expected to be in this particular area of the magazine. We see that the name of the bands, groups and artists in this block of text are in a much bigger and bolder font. This is so they stand out more, and that the reader knows what they're reading when they get to this. At the top of the double page spread, the first thing we see is something known as a slug. A slug, much like a plug, uses a particular type of lexis, words like exclusive, news, reviews and things of that nature. They're all sort of little shortcuts to show what kind of things to be expected on this double page spread. In this case we have news, so there'll be news about this particular band or artist. Something used commonly in double page spreads is something known as a pull quote. A pull quote is basically something that the artist or band member in question has said. It is usually a question or a statement that basically summarises a little bit what this double page spread is going to be about. The reason it's called a pull quote is basically because it's pulled straight from the magazine and something that is said within it. And it's also called that because it has a particular way of pulling your eye towards it using different colours and big bold fonts. Usually double page spreads will be laid out in a sort of column format when it comes to the writing. Each particular paragraph will usually have a little heading to tell you basically what it's about. These two things both make it a lot easier and more enjoyable for the reader to read, and it makes it a lot more user-friendly. The first paragraph in a double-page spread is known as the lead paragraph. It will generally be a little summary of what's to be expected in this double-page spread. At the beginning of most lead paragraphs is something known as a drop capital, which is basically an enlarged version of the first letter in the paragraph. The image found on a double-page spread is very much like the one found on the front cover. For example, this one is a medium close-up. As well as that, it's also a direct gaze. As we see with this particular model, that is in a bit of a weird pose and he has quite baggy clothing on and tattoos on each arm. This connotes a sort of rebellious side, which is kind of the nature of the demographic of this type of magazine, the people who read it.